What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome to Apocaflix Movie News, the weekly podcast where we break down some of the biggest movie news stories throughout the week. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, and I'm joined yet again by Gio Ramos. What's going on, dude?
Doing good, man. I am now 10 times more excited about that movie Life, that sci-fi horror movie.
Oh, why is that?
If you haven't heard the rumors, a fan on Reddit is theorizing that Venom could be involved in the sense that it's an origin story, Life, because the movie has an alien and it obviously takes place in outer space. And the most recent trailer, a fan was able to spot like a reused shot from Spider-Man 3, and so all this put together has fans theorizing that Life is a prequel to Venom, which was just announced for an October 2018 release.
That would make a lot of sense. It's a Sony movie, Columbia Pictures. That is very cool, and it would be very similar to other movies that have came out recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But don't get your hopes up, okay? This is not confirmed. It's just a rumor. Not even a rumor. It's a theory. So, whether or not you go and watch Life based on this or based on the trailers, remember, it's just a theory.
Yeah, I don't believe it, but that would be so damn cool if it was true. Mm-hmm. I'd be very happy with that. That'd be so clever of them.
Yeah.
So what have you been watching lately, man?
I saw a lot of movies. Obviously, we
saw Beauty and the Beast, which is very good. I recommend go seeing it with the family.
It's a good live action adaptation.
Yeah.
It doesn't live up to the animated 91 classic, obviously.
If it did, then it would be amazing.
Yeah. I also saw Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
Nice.
Finally saw Moana. I loved that movie, man. As a Pacific Islander, I was like, there was a few times where I was just smiling and so happy at what I saw. So that was beautiful. And of course, I saw Logan again. I love that movie, man.
Yeah, I of course watched Beauty and the Beast. I watched Moulin Rouge about a week ago, and that is a great film. I remember when it came out, I think it was nominated for a few Oscars. I don't know if it won Best Picture or not, but Nicole Kidman was nominated, a bunch of nominations, and Ewan McGregor can sing. And we saw that in Beauty and the Beast and in Moulin Rouge. I definitely recommend checking out Moulin Rouge if you haven't seen it. It's very kooky and weird, but it's a great musical and a great story. I forgot to mention last week, but last week prior to the Movie News podcast, I watched this movie called Atonement. What I wanted to give a shout out to because it's a great film. It stars James McAvoy, Keira Knightley, based on the beloved novel. And that's the Best Picture nominated film as well, so I recommend checking that out. And yeah, I did watch Logan for a third time, so love that movie. It's great.
Great movie.
It's one of the best superhero movies ever made. Alright, we're moving on to our regular topics. So first up is the trailer for Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. After quite a long wait and a great first look revealed by Entertainment Weekly weeks back, we finally received a first trailer for Edgar Wright's upcoming crime thriller Baby Driver. The film stars Ansel Elgort as a young getaway driver who relies on the beat of his music to not just draw out the ringing in his ears, but to be the best in the game. When he meets the girl of his dreams, he sees a chance to get out of the game for good, but must face the music when a doomed heist threatens everything while working for a crime boss. Also starring Kevin Spacey, Lily James, John Bernthal, Isa Gonzalez, John Hamm, and Jamie Foxx. Baby Driver rides into theaters on August 11th, 2017. Gio, how did you feel about this new trailer?
I think it's very awesome. This trailer looks like a lot of fun. Angel, what's the name?
Ansel Elgort.
Ansel Elgort. Why did I want to say Angel?
Well, I don't blame you. It's a name.
Yeah. So that guy, what was he in before?
He was in the Insurgent movies. And
Insurgent.
Those movies aren't good, but I always thought he was good in them. And he was in this. Oh, not the space. What is that movie with Shailene Woodley? Also, the teen drama movie.
The Fault in Our Stars?
Yes, that one.
He's that guy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw.
And he was up for young Han Solo. He was one of the casting names going around. So
yeah,
I've always thought this kid has talent.
Yeah,
honestly.
he definitely stands out. Just how he has that cool demeanor, and he's like very very professional. Like, you know, when they call, I go. You know, and the movie, it just looks like a bunch of fun. Edgar Wright, he has this particular style of comedy. You know, his movies, he definitely has his own fan base. And the cast, I mean, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, Kevin Spacey, like these are all like big time actors, you know. So great supporting cast. I'm looking forward to the movie. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good trailer. Like, it gets me excited for the movie and makes me want to see it. But I will say the trailer, it was one of those trailers that shows you the whole entire movie, as far as I think, you know, like it showed way too, like it just kept going and going and going and going.
You pretty much know the whole.
You could have stopped the trailer like a minute 30 seconds in, and I would have been good.
Yeah.
But like, I'm still very intrigued to see this movie. This cast is awesome. I think Ansel Elgort is very talented. Like, I think he can carry a film, and we're gonna find out. Lily James is great. Like, she needs to start getting more work. She was Cinderella, and she was in Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, which is a very underrated film in my opinion from last year. So I am definitely looking out for this, especially because of the director Edgar Wright. Like, he's directed some great films. I love his trilogy, the one with his two guys, the two actors he always works with,
Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I forget the Cornello trilogy, or what is it called? Something like that.
Joe Cornello. It was Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and At World's End.
Yeah, I love those comedies. It's my style of comedy. And I also really love the movie with Michael Cera, the Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That movie is freaking awesome.
Is amazing.
It's so stylistic, but like has a lot of depth to it, and I think that's what Baby Driver is going to be. I think this movie has something more to it than is on the surface.
Right.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so in the surprise of the week, The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Warner Bros. Is currently developing a reboot of The Matrix. Although it's still in very early stages, it was later debunked as a reboot, and rumors circulating are pointing towards focusing on a young Morpheus. That would ultimately make sense, since in the same report, THR said that Michael B. Jordan is being eyed by WB to star in the project. No other details have been revealed at this time. Right, so I was a kid when the first Matrix came out. I loved that first movie. It was kind of scary to me, honestly, because it was like, it's like this other world. Like, we're not in a real world, and like,
yeah, it does have some scary
it makes
elements.
Sense, you know, it's kind of like things like, well, are we in a Matrix? Like, so like, I always loved the first movie. The second two like aren't really memorable to me. The second
Reloaded
sequel, kind of with the twins, that was cool, but. Yeah. You know, not a lot of people love those other two movies. But, so, like, when I heard this, I'm like, and I'm all for remakes, reboots. I'm not one of these people who are like, oh, they make too many remakes. But The Matrix is something where, like, it was such a unique idea and unique films. Like, you don't need to remake it because it wouldn't make sense. Like, what else new can you do with it? Like, only thing new you can do with it is maybe some action stuff, but you know they're gonna do the slow motion, the stuff they did in the first one. So, but hearing that it's a prequel, like a young Morpheus, that I'm interested in, because I don't want to see a retelling of the Neo story. What's the point? Young Morpheus, how did he get involved in the Matrix? How did he become like the leader of that group? That's interesting to me. And Michael B. Jordan starring in anything, yes please. So I'm cool with a prequel. I'm not cool with a reboot.
I agree 100%. The fact that, you know, you want to continue Morpheus' story by telling the beginning how he got unplugged from the Matrix into the real world, that to me is intriguing. My only concern is that there's no mention of the Wachowskis, which, in my opinion, to not have them.
Do you think they should direct it?
I don't know about directing. But these guys are brilliant. These guys are like visionary, like masterminds. The stuff they come up with, like, who thinks of The Matrix, honestly? Like, they are, just that one film alone, like, puts them in like the category of like legendary sci-fi, you know, directors.
I think it's safe to say The Matrix is a classic. Like,
it's absolutely a classic.
Because it's hard to call films that are so recent classics, but when it's all said and done, The Matrix is going to be a classic.
Like, you see Keanu Reeves and John Wick, but you also still see Neo as well. Yeah. When you see Keanu Reeves, you're like, Neo, that's Neo, you know? it's just what the Matrix did was so groundbreaking as far as like visual effects and action sequences, like the fight choreography in those films. The wire work, the camera movements, the martial arts. It was all amazing. It was a spectacle, and I think they can do more with this property. I think there's more potential. As far as doing a straight up reboot, I don't like it.
No,
because
hell no,
you can't replicate that first film's success. You can certainly build off of it and tell more stories and expand
I look at it
the
like
world.
Star Wars, like you would never remake the first Star Wars. Just keep building them around the world. You can tell a young Morpheus story. You can tell a different story in the future, or what was going on with another group of people. Like, it's like Star Wars, where the world could be so big and so vast, where like you don't have to remake one movie. Do a Morpheus trilogy, then you could do another movie set in the future or something like that.
And speaking of Star Wars, it's funny, like those two movies came out in '99, and The Matrix
won for
it won, but it also just it kind of took everyone by surprise.
Well, for best special effects is what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about just like it became a phenomenon.
Oh yeah,
like
oh yeah,
yeah. So
the
buy
first
this.
one is one of the greatest like action movies ever made, and visually like one of the best visual movies ever made. So
yeah,
I would be interested in a prequel for sure. Alright, so to finish off the week, Paramount released a second trailer for Michael Bay's upcoming 5th installment in the Transformers franchise titled Transformers: The Last Knight. Bay's final Transformers movie shatters the core myths of the franchise and redefines what it means to be a hero. Optimus Prime is gone, humans and Transformers are at war, and the key to saving the future lies buried in the past, hidden in the history of Transformers on Earth. The Last Knight will hit theaters on June 23rd, 2017 and stars Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins, Laura Haddock, John Goodman, Isabella Moner, Stanley Tucci, Josh Duhamel, Ken Watanabe, and John Turturro. So I just watched this trailer for the first time today, and I am somewhat looking forward to this movie.
All right.
I can't believe I'm saying
there you go.
This trailer's not bad. But I know. Look, the movie's gonna be bad. That's my prediction. I'm predicting that the movie is going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Age of Extinction.
Sure.
I think it's gonna be like as bad as the best of the sequels. Like what is
in my opinion it was the Dark of the Moon.
Okay, so let's say it's that good or that bad. Like I don't think we're gonna get like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes good movie, but like
maybe
55%. No, that'd be an upgrade.
Now we're predicting the Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I'm just using that as an example, but I was surprised by this trailer. Honestly, it caught me off guard. It was something different, but they could do whatever they want. They've proven every time they put out one of these movies, the trailers are great. The movies are not. So that's probably going to be the case again. But just looking at this trailer, I was very skeptical about them having a 14-year-old girl be the second lead of this film. But they fleshed her out a lot in this trailer, and I'm like, okay. They're kind of hitting you on the head too much with the female lead thing. Like, I fight like a girl, don't you? Like,
yeah,
a little too cheesy for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I got a little bit excited watching this trailer, and I know I shouldn't, but hey, it's a decent trailer.
I think what makes me just as excited as you are is, this year has been strong for female leads. I mean, you have Anya Taylor-Joy from Split. Then you have Daphne Keane from X-23.
True.
Like, I want more of Daphne Keane. And this, as far as this trailer goes, this girl looks like she's going to rock it. She's going to be, a total badass, Like, putting it into context, her character was a victim of the Chicago incident in Dark of Moon. And her parents, I believe, died. So she's been in that war, in that battle. She's battle-tested. And she's not afraid, as we can see in the trailer. She's standing out there in the middle of the road.
I wonder if the possibly good elements we're seeing from this trailer or this movie so far is due to the writing room that they put together.
I think that's the case.
Yeah.
everything I've seen.
But I mean, it all
so
depends
far,
what Michael Bay does with it. You know?
Right. I mean, the Transformers trailers. I mean, they've historically been good trailers, as far as like, selling you on the idea of a good Transformers movie. Now, whether or not the final product reflects those trailers, that's a completely different story. But as far as these trailers go, like the cast, you just mentioned, you pretty much, you're combining what Mark Wahlberg did in those films with the best of the Shia LaBeouf films by bringing back Josh Duhamel and
Tyrese.
I think Tyrese, if I'm not mistaken.
He's in the trailer.
Oh, he's in the trailer?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah, he totally grabs the girl and he jumps down at the end.
Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, so you're taking the best from 1, 2, and 3, and the best from 4, which I think was Mark Wahlberg, and I guess Stanley.
I mean, you have to have a big star in the movie,
right?
And that's fine. But smart move not bringing his daughter and the boyfriend back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank God.
I hope they're dead.
And I think one of my buddies was asking me like, "Hey, where's the daughter?" I'm like, does it matter?
I hope Optimus Prime killed them.
Yeah, let's not go that far. But
they're fictional characters.
Yeah, I guess. So, I'm buying this. I'm not saying it's going to be a great movie. I hope it's good. I hope it's great, but we'll see. I mean, we're all going to be there opening weekend.
I can't believe I've said that. I'm looking forward to this movie.
It's funny. The more trailers I see for Transformers, the more excited I get. The more trailers I see for Dead Man Tell No Tales Pirates, the less excited I get.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
Man, dude.
I didn't like the last trailer.
I didn't know, especially the one that played in front of the Beauty and the Beast. It's just the only thing about that movie that's really getting me excited is Javier Bardem.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's attached, that means it must be a good script.
Right, we'll see.
One would think.
Or a good paycheck.
A good paycheck, yeah.
All right, well, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel kicked off Warner Bros. DC Extended Universe back in 2013.
Damn right it did.
And I think that is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, in my opinion.
If you haven't heard enough on Collider, it's brilliant. So.
Yeah, Man of Steel. It's crazy. Well, it wasn't critically loved by everyone, but, I think it's great. So, in my eyes, they had a great start to the DCEU.
Absolutely.
And then,
yeah.
It's been rocky since then, I'm not going to lie. But because executives shifted their focus to jump-starting the Justice League as soon as possible, we've heard close to nothing about a possible sequel since. But now with the unfortunate recent struggles of the young superhero universe, word is now popping up of the eventual sequel for Supes, first with a possible director. As sources are telling Collider, WB is looking at X-Men First Class and Kingsman the Secret Service director Matthew Vaugh to helm the project. No other details have been revealed at this time, but Vaughn does have a history with The Last Son of Krypton, which would make the sequel very interesting. Gio, is Vaughn what DC needs for this Superman sequel?
Duh. I mean, he's not to you. I'm talking about like the whole idea and the question. Like, yes, I mean, he is a beloved filmmaker, both in Hollywood and amongst fans, particularly comic book fans. And he's the kind of guy who can deliver the right balance of violence and
he directed
fun.
Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass 2, right? See?
No, he didn't do Kick-Ass 2.
All right, you're right. He did Kick-Ass, X-Men First Class, and Kingsman. Those are all great
And
movies.
I haven't seen Stardust, have you?
No, but I was so mad because I wanted to watch it on Netflix. It was there one day, and the next day I went to go watch it, and it was off of Netflix.
Oh, well,
Come on, Netflix.
I have it, so we can watch it some other time. But
you know who's the lead of that movie?
Henry Cavill?
No. Charlie Cox.
But he's in the movie, right?
Is he? I don't know. But Charlie Cox, Daredevil, is the lead of the movie.
So you got Daredevil, Superman, and some other people. Man, that's awesome. But anyways, this is exactly what, the DCEU, Warner Brothers, these are the type of filmmakers they should be looking at. We should all be rooting for them to get this guy because, for reasons I just mentioned. And consider this. They get Matt Reeves. Let's say they get Mel Gibson, and theoretically. And let's say they get Matthew Vaugh. And James Wan is shooting Aquaman right now. All of a sudden, the DCEU is looking a lot more promising.
Just let them direct the movies.
Absolutely.
Just let them direct the movies, and you're in great shape.
I think they learned from
all of them are great directors.
I think they learned from BVS because the response to the Ultimate Cut was beyond.
And it was too late for Suicide Squad.
It was too It was too late for Suicide Squad. They thought these trailers everything would be fine, but
we'll find out this year,
right? And so basically, my final point is that they're going after promising talent, big names. They should be doing that. Whether or not they get these kinds of directors remains to be seen. But I like what they're going after. I do. It's great.
Yeah. So when you first hear this, you're like, oh, because there's like a stigma around DC. Like, who wants to work with DC? But
Warner Brothers.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say DC, I mean Warner Bros. Because Warner Bros. Owns DC.
Yeah.
So you think about this, like, oh, Matthew Vaugh would never work with them. But then you think about it, like, wait a minute. It's a Superman movie.
Exactly. This ain't like regular.
Arguably, it's not like they're trying to get him to direct, Justice League Dark or something, like that. It's Superman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, arguably the most iconic superhero of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's special. Like, being able to direct a Superman movie is special. And I've heard him talk about Superman. He has a deep love for Superman.
In his comments, too. Have you read those?
Well, he said a Superman movie needs to be bright and colorful, right?
But that was before Man of Steel came out.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how he feels about Man of Steel, but...
Well, there's rumors that they're going to, revamp the Superman character when he comes back to life in Justice League. So we'll see where that character is by the time this movie comes out. But regardless, look, Man of Steel was great. So if he can build off of that and take it into his own sequel, whatever they're going to do to it, obviously it's not going to be his own story fully, but he's going to have a lot to do with it if he does end up getting hired. So I trust him to do this movie, and now I'm really excited, and I really hope that he does get the film, because I know that he's going to treat it with respect. And I know he's not going to sign on the dotted line. If he's going to let them know, like, look, I have these, like, this is what I need. You got to let me do my thing.
Give me creative control.
Exactly.
Don't hijack the editing bay.
And, a lot of people, what I hear from a lot of casual fans or a lot of just regular people, they're like, I don't like Superman. He's too powerful. I hear people say that a lot, and I'm like, yes, he's very powerful. Pretty much any character on Earth, he can handle them hands down. But think about how big the DC universe is. What type of cosmic threats are out there? What type of monsters and creatures and gods and sorcerers who are more powerful than Superman?
Mm-hmm.
So he has to face those type of beings. So people need to understand Superman is very powerful, but he has limits. He has weaknesses. He has creatures to face that are more powerful than him. So to me, that argument doesn't make sense, So anyway, because my point is that people say the Superman character is boring. I 100% disagree.
Man of
There's
Steel.
so much to explore with this character, and I think Man of Steel 2 goes off planet Earth. I think he has to go do something on another planet or something like that, because they're gonna have somebody invade Earth again, and he has to protect Earth.
Well, I mean, you could involve Lex Luthor more in the sequel, because he.
Well, that even more so, maybe. So I believe I'm not an expert in DC lore, but look, there's a planet called Apocaflix where it's at some iteration of the comics, Lex Luthor goes there and like ends up ruling the planet. And
I hope not in this DCEU, but
I'm
yeah,
not
keep
saying
going. No, keep going.
That's what I want to happen. I'm just explaining the history of the comics. I'm just saying a situation like that where Superman has to leave Earth, I think that's what is for Superman, for Man of Steel 2, or whatever they're going to call it.
Interesting. But real quick, I just want to touch on what you said about casual moviegoers who, think Superman is, too powerful. What Zack Snyder has done to the character, he's actually made him less powerful. In the Christopher Reeve Superman's, the Dick Donner films, you see Superman travel so fast that he can, spin the world in reverse time. That kind of stuff. In Man of Steel, it actually takes him a while to get from like Metropolis to where he rescued Lois in that desert. It takes some time, and he's still learning his powers. He's still a young Superman. Like Batman v Superman happens 18 months after the events of Man of Steel, and in Man of Steel, he pretty much became Superman, earlier that week, of that film. So he's still learning his powers, and I like that they are not making him as powerful as he's been traditionally.
Yeah, that's
so I don't know.
That helps, but I just. Yeah, I don't know. I hate when people come to me like, "I don't like Superman. He's too powerful. He's boring." Like, come on. Like, think about it. Like, even not Abomination, but Doomsday is like arguably more powerful than him in BVS.
Yeah, Superman's powerful. He died in BVS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah. How powerful is that?
I don't know. All right. So moving on to a totally different comic book property that has nothing to do with what we just talked about. So. Looking forward to the solo Aquaman movie starring Jason Momoa. Are you? If you are, you have to wait just a bit longer. While not major, the James Wan Ocean Adventure is being moved from its original October 21st, 2018 release to December 21st of the same year. And the reason why many are agreeing on is because James Cameron's long past due Avatar 2 won't be ready in time again for that December 2018 release date, where Wan's movie will step in its place on the strong December 2018 date. This screams disaster for this movie.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh my, what's wrong?
You can already read the comments.
What's going on?
This movie is done.
Yeah, no, I'm totally joking. This means nothing. This is just specifically to get a stronger release date. Blockbusters don't typically come out in October. But the only reason they had this in October is because Avatar 2 was going to come out.
Right.
Once Avatar 2 moves, you move to that date right away. That's Absolutely. The Star Wars date.
And Star Wars is...
There's no Star Wars movie in December that year.
Yeah.
Han Solo comes out in May that year. So Aquaman could really capitalize on that release date. So nothing big to say here, but I think it's a smart move, actually.
Couple things. One, I hope that Star Wars doesn't move... Lucasfilm doesn't decide to move Han Solo from May to December, because I guarantee you then DC's going to move probably from... they're going to move Aquaman from December to probably November. But second...
January.
No, come on.
January 8th.
January 8th? Yeah. Oh, boy. Anyways, second thing is, this is a smart move. In 2018, there's only one DC... unfortunately... Right now, there's only one DC movie coming out, and that's Aquaman. And why not put it in a date like December, I'm pretty sure Aquaman's going to become a beloved character after Justice League. From what we've seen so far from Jason Momoa, I mean, Jason Momoa is just, he's a very charismatic actor, as is. But as Aquaman, I feel like he's going to give the character, like, a new kind of cool. He's usually the laughingstock, at least back then, for the DC comics. And the other thing I want to mention is that it's smart because James Cameron's Avatar 2 is reportedly supposed to feature the underwater world of Avatar, of Pandora. And so, in my mind, a movie like Aquaman and Avatar 2 are going to be similar in that they're both taking place in the underwater world. But we're not getting Avatar 2 the same year as Aquaman.
And it's weird because James Cameron directed that first Aquaman movie from like a decade ago. Oh, no, wait. That was on Entourage. That was not real.
That was not real.
Starred Vinny Chase.
Yeah. So this is nothing to worry about. It's not. It's just 2 months. James Wan has this under control. No reason to panic. There's going to be plenty of comic book movies in 2018 to keep us, busy. I mean, Avengers: Infinity War comes out that year. How many times are we going to watch that?
And Black Panther.
And
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What are y'all worried about?
Woo! What a year.
God, that's going to be great.
All right, so our final trailer of the show is for Disney and Pixar's Coco. Coco follows a 12-year-old boy named Miguel who sets off a chain of events relating to a century-old mystery leading to an extraordinary family reunion. The new Pixar film is set to be released on November 22nd, 2017. Gio, what are your thoughts on Coco's first trailer and the movie overall?
It's exactly what I expected. You got beautiful animation by Pixar. This is something that, as far as Pixar goes, is yet to be explored. You know, the Hispanic culture, the Day of the De los Muertos. I botched that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm only a quarter Spanish. All right. But I mean, from what I saw, like, it's gonna be a beautiful story. There's gonna be music. The guy, what's his Miguel? He's playing the guitar, and you know, he's looking up to his idol. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ratatouille, a movie I saw just this past month, where you know he's looking up to his mentor.
You saw it for the first time this month?
Yes.
Oh wow!
God, it's so good.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. Yeah. So I like it. It's beautiful. It's gonna have a lot of heart, and I'm excited to see Pixar tell a story that heavily involves the Spanish culture. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So
yeah, I really liked this trailer. I felt the Pixar magic in that,
Yes.
you know, and I think Disney overall is very smart. They're covering all fronts. They're putting female leads in the Star Wars movies. They put out Moana, which explored a different culture.
Pacific Islanders.
Now they're putting out Coco. They're kind of spreading this diversity around. They're doing the Mulan movie with a female director, and they're going to do a primarily all Asian cast. So Disney is not only is the most successful studio in the world, they're also probably the most intelligent, and they're aware of what the needs are, and especially going into this era of this this society that we're in.
They
right
put
now.
female leads and minorities in like big time
brands because
budgets, blockbuster.
If you make like small movies with the leads, they're not going to do that well. You know, so like, but like you said, you put a female lead in Star Wars is going to sell no matter what, and they did it 2 times in a row, and it worked both times. So they're killing it, and I just like this trailer. I have some Hispanic, in my blood, so this is really interesting to me, and I'm glad to see this brought to the forefront. And I like the end of the trailer when I don't know what pops up, like that little magical city or whatever, but like I'm curious now, like what's going on here. So it should be really interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, so until Warner Bros. Figures out their official plan for Superman outside of the ensemble movies, Henry Cavill has chosen to accept a role in the upcoming 6th Mission Impossible. The movie is to be directed by Mission Impossible Rogue Nation director Christopher McQuarrie, and Cavill's role is described as some sort of right hand to the head of Cruise's unit. Mission Impossible 6 will see the return of Tom Cruise as the world-famous spy Ethan Hunt, and will hopefully see the return of his Rogue Nation co-stars Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, and Jeremy Renner, and Alec Baldwin for that matter. It's slated for a July 17th, 2018 release date. Gio, what do you feel about Henry Cavill being cast in this movie?
I love Cavill. I love that he's getting this kind of role, but not this kind of role, just being part of another big franchise. I recently rewatched Man from U.N.C.L.E., and I've learned to appreciate his role in that movie, his performance.
I love that movie. I loved that movie from the first time I saw it.
Yeah. But I don't know about him being as the thing described, a right-hand man to Tom Cruise.
I don't like that quote. I don't think it's... Like, why even say that? Just say he's cast in the movie.
Some sort of right hand to the head. I don't want him playing second fiddle to Tom Cruise.
I think there's like somebody commanding Cruise, like telling Cruise what to do, and he's that guy's right hand.
Oh.
So it says some sort of right hand to the head of Cruise's unit.
Okay. I was hoping he'd play a villain.
Maybe he is. Maybe Cruise... We've seen it happen before where the guy who Cruise thinks is on his side is really the bad guy, so maybe Cavill really is a villain,
Maybe, yeah. But I buy it. Look, the Mission Impossible franchise
has... The last 2. Oh, man.
I think 3. Mission Impossible 3, directed by J.J. Abrams.
I didn't love it, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and then obviously Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation. I wonder what 6 is going to be called. Who knows? But... this thing has been on a rise, like the Fast and Furious has been on a rise, and Cruise, he's I think 55 years old or something like that. He's getting up there, but he's still churning out these action movies. So Do it while you still can, man.
Yeah, I love this, actually. I'm a huge fan of Henry Cavill.
Yes.
I think he's underrated, and, most people only know him from Superman, but I think he's great in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes.
And I would love to see him, expand and do some different things. And this is cool. Like, it's just a fun role for him, It's not something he's going to take too seriously. It's a fun action role, And this cast is very exciting, and it adds something different to these movies. It's like you can bring all the same cast back and then do another mission, but it's not going to be the same. Or it's going to be the same. So bring in a new actor, throw in some new flavor, and Henry Cavill is a great choice for this.
And the ensemble is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I cannot believe how much I love these new Mission Impossible movies, man. Like, Rogue Nation was in my top 10 movies of the year that year.
Movie's so good, man.
It's great.
And nobody thought it could surpass Ghost Protocol,
Yeah.
Because...
yeah, that's great, too.
At the time,
All right, well, moving on to our last topic of today. While Dwayne Johnson is truly the man, he is known as franchise Viagra, a spark plug for an old or dead franchise. While he succeeds tremendously at that role, he still makes some fairly strong original action movies. The Rundown, San Andreas, for example. Now we can add another to the list, as Johnson has announced his new action movie Skyscraper, and according to Deadline, the official synopsis is as follows. Johnson plays a former FBI hostage rescue team leader and U.S. war veteran Will Ford, who now assesses security for skyscrapers. On assignment in China, he finds the tallest, safest building in the world suddenly ablaze, and he's been framed for it, and now he's on the run and has to save his family in the building. Skyscraper is set for a July 13, 2018 release date, so Gio, are you in for The Rock taking on the world's tallest building on fire?
Absolutely. I don't care what Dwayne Johnson's role is. He could be anything. He could be a war vet. He could be a former,
Central Intelligence, which, at its core is not a good movie, but he makes it great.
Right.
Yeah. Like, he makes it entertaining and watchable.
The guy is great as far as, like, being entertaining and charismatic, and every time he's on screen, regardless of whatever dialogue or, role he's given, he makes the most of it. And so of course I'm looking forward to this movie. I hope this doesn't interfere with some other projects that he's attached to, but apparently they already have a script. They got a director. So yeah, let's get this thing rolling, and then hurry up and move on to Black Adam, man, because Johnson, I love you, man, but you're getting up there in age, so you need to hurry up.
Yeah, I never worry about this guy taking on too much work. He can handle it. He's doing that movie Rampage. He's doing this also.
He's doing movie after movie after movie.
Why not? Like you said, he's getting up there in age. Why not do it while you still can? I would love to see The Rock, even though I was going to say I would like to see him play a villain in a Mission Impossible movie. That would be awesome.
Right.
Even though Tom Cruise would have no chance in fighting him.
Oh, no.
But that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my original plan that I was thinking in my head was after Tom Cruise builds up a big enough ensemble, you got the Fast and Furious versus Mission Impossible.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Just do it as like one last one. Why not?
For both franchises.
Both franchises are at the end. Tom Cruise is getting ready to retire, and it's already finished their 10th film.
Is it the same studio? Is it Universal?
Universal and then Paramount.
Oh, so they'd have to work
They
together.
can do something. Come on.
Look, Marvel and Sony did it. Or Disney and Sony.
You see, you can do that. That's instantly $1 billion. Instantly $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, anything The Rock's in, I buy. So this is probably going to look awesome as long as the special effects don't look like Geostorm.
Oh my goodness. I think my one concern about this, it's not really a concern, but you see a tall building and it's up in flames, and people are dying.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit some strings, some heartstrings. It's gonna pull some. So I don't think that'll be a concern, but it's just something that I thought in my
It'll
head.
get mentioned.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up Apocaflix movie news for this week. I want to thank Gio for joining me, man. Let them know they can find you online.
You guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24. Check out ApocaflixMovies.com. I'm going to have a whole bunch of articles releasing this week, so check it out. And Showdown Sunday will be coming back soon. I've been brainstorming. I think I have over 10 matchups ready to go. Damn. But I'm going to keep building that. So when I get a good number, we'll get back to doing that, man.
All right, and you can find me, your host, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at @JacobBartley_, on this Apocaflix Movies YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about the topics that we talked about today. And as always, thank you for listening and take care.